So, this kind of questioning of why things are happening, or trying to work it. In the New Age, there's a lot of this in the phenomenon of I must have done something, karmically, or I must have somehow kind of, there's a lot of using basically the same neurotic questioning of any kind of fate experience, but now we've transferred it into New Age rhetoric of, something, I get this all the time, too much, of something, I must have done something to create this, or, so I must have, I'm learning a lesson, or that kind of thing, when things happen to us. It's way too complex to boil it down to that boilerplate New Age cliche. Do we get this? It's way too complex. And if you're really interested in the destiny experience, we're training the mind and the body for the hyper-synchronicity experience, so that right action is not something I read in a self-help book. Right action is not something that I cognitively think about what I should or should not be doing. Right action is a powerful, intuitive pulsation that magnetically pulls me through time and space, which is a very different experience than some externalized idea of what it means to be evolving or living in a way of walking the beauty path, or a way of spirit or spiritual life. And so these hypersynchronicities, as you start to activate your destiny and your higher and higher realms of destiny, this becomes the order of the day. So you're basically just going from one hypersynchronicity to another. So then we're not surprised by the things that are constantly happening. This is the language of destiny, hypersynchronicity. It's the language that destiny speaks to us, and we speak to it. And so then you're being pulled, or you are pulling time and space through the frequency of destiny. And so, of course, you're going to run into this person, and this thing's going to happen, and this miracle happens, and this healing happens, and you find yourself in the right place at the right time all the time. Of course, that's the way of destiny. And so when we start to live this way, we want to, start, you're moving in this kind of encoded language of hypersynchronicity, and everything that's happening is another part of that miraculous hypersynchronicity. So this is Bota Kadam. The Chudam Japa of Yogi Bhajan is basically, he translates it a lot of different times in different lectures. He talks about it a lot, which is that no matter what happens to me, I take it as a great gift and miracle. And, basically use it for my highest destiny. And there's some other translations of it, but which are basically, you can scold me, and you can, the worst things can happen to me, the hardest things, the worst things, the most challenging things, and I will always look at it as the great miraculous hand of the cosmic mind. That was Yogi Bhajan's Chudam Japa. That is prosperity. So that's why I'm not into this whole thing of people, oh, what happened? It's like, fuck you. What happened to you? I'm fine. It's just another day of whatever my lineage, my teachers, my Dharma kind of protectors, whatever they want me to do. I'll hobble along and do it. I'll hobble, I'll kneel, I'll run, I'll walk, whatever gets me there. So this is the kind of, and if there's anything that I can be a role model of, it doesn't matter what it is. I mean, this is nothing compared to what people are really going through. And you should be thinking about that in your life too. Your challenge, they're nothing compared to. But now that doesn't mean that they may not really be putting you to a test. I'm not trying to minimize them. But the more you kind of face this stuff with that much, they call it lion's roar, Chogyam Trungpa Rinpoche calls it the lion's roar, or that much kind of warrior spirit, warrior saint kind of spirit, it gives you the power of the alchemy. So everything that comes to you, you turn to gold. And if you're living in that kind of experience, more things come to you. Because the great cosmic mind is like, oh, cool, this person knows what to do with this. So this is an entryway of the energy that it wants to come on the planet and has to. So these frequencies are looking for vehicles. It has to come on the planet, and it's trying to come in all sorts of ways through you. And your job is to open yourself and to get stronger so that more of it can come through. More of it can live you. More of it can become you. You can become more of it. So that the cosmic mind is melding with your mind. And that is known as, in one sense, Guru Yoga, which is that you meld your mind and your heart with the mind and heart of your guru, or your teacher, or the cosmic mind, or in this case here with the great power of Divine Mother and all the emanations of Divine Mother.